Negative thoughts are something we all face. Those quiet doubts, persistent worries, and the constant replay of past regrets can slowly take over, draining your mental energy. What starts as a small moment of frustration or self-doubt can turn into a destructive habit, one that shapes how you view yourself, your potential, and the world around you. But the truth is, your thoughts don't have to control you. You have the ability to step out of that mental spiral and take back control. That's what we're exploring today, guided by the enduring insights of Marcus Aurelius and the foundation of Stoic philosophy. This isn't about pretending everything is fine or silencing your pain. It's about recognizing how your mind works, learning to manage your inner dialogue, and creating a mindset rooted in clarity and strength. As Marcus Aurelius once reminded us, true power lies in mastering your own mind, not in trying to command external events. At the heart of Stoicism is this exact principle. We may not be able to change everything that happens to us, but we can change how we see it, how we think about it, and how we respond. That's where real freedom begins. In this video, we'll go beyond theory and focus on real, practical methods to loosen the grip of negativity. You'll learn how to shift your focus, reshape your habits, and approach obstacles with resilience and calm. This isn't just another talk about thinking happier thoughts. It's about creating mental discipline, aligning your thinking with your values, and becoming the version of yourself that can move through life with clarity and confidence. If you're ready to stop being overwhelmed by negativity and start thinking with purpose, then let's begin this journey together. Number 1. The power of controlling your perceptions. Negative thinking doesn't begin with what happens to us. It begins with how we interpret those experiences. The world throws many things our way, but it's not the external events that truly shake us. It's our internal judgment, the narrative we create around those moments, that determines how we feel. This is the reason so many people live in a state of quiet frustration, anxiety, or hopelessness. A single comment, a setback at work, or even an unexpected change can trigger a cascade of negative thoughts. But it's not the event itself that overwhelms us. It's the meaning we attach to it. This distinction is central to Stoic philosophy. Marcus Aurelius once observed that if you are upset by something outside of you, it isn't the thing itself that troubles you, but your opinion of it. And that opinion can be changed at any moment. This wisdom is more than ancient thought. It's a modern tool for emotional strength. When we react impulsively to difficulty, it's often because we've allowed our perception to distort reality. We exaggerate the problem, we personalize it, and before we know it, we're trapped in a story that wasn't true to begin with. Think of your mind as a lens. If that lens is tinted with negativity, then even the smallest inconvenience feels like a disaster. But if you learn to adjust that lens, to challenge the story you're telling yourself, then you begin to reclaim control over your inner world. You begin to see life not as a constant series of attacks, but as a neutral flow of events waiting to be interpreted with wisdom. That shift doesn't erase the difficulty, but it removes the suffering we add through our own thoughts. The key lies in learning to pause, reflect, and reframe. It takes practice, and it takes patience. But with time, you'll notice the difference. Instead of spiraling into negativity, you'll begin to observe your reactions, question your assumptions, and respond with clarity. That is the essence of mental freedom. And it begins not with changing the world, but with changing how you see it. Number 2. Unraveling the roots of negative thinking. Negative thinking isn't just a minor inconvenience. It's often a deeply rooted pattern shaped by your personal history, fears, and the way you've been conditioned to see the world. It can be a result of past criticism, failure, or rejection, where your mind, in an attempt to protect you, starts expecting the worst. This protective mechanism, while well-meaning, limits your ability to grow, take healthy risks, or view life with clarity. As Marcus Aurelius once noted, the soul takes on the color of its thoughts. When negativity becomes your default mindset, it shades your perception of everything. Take a moment to imagine you're about to do something new, like speak in public. A voice inside says you'll fail or be judged. That voice isn't rooted in the present. It echoes from past discomfort or fear that your mind still clings to. And while it may feel like truth, it's often just an old pattern playing itself out. Those past moments don't have to shape your future unless you allow them to. The way forward starts with awareness. Notice when those thoughts arise. Ask yourself, where is this coming from? Is it fact or just a familiar story I've been repeating? Once you recognize the source, challenge it. If your fear tells you you're not enough, bring to mind moments when you pushed through and succeeded anyway. More often than not, the beliefs holding you back are assumptions, not truth. This work isn't about pretending everything is fine. It's about choosing a different narrative. Rather than thinking you'll never measure up, tell yourself you're growing, you're trying, and that progress matters more than perfection. Replacing old thoughts doesn't mean ignoring difficulty. It means being intentional about what you let shape your mind. Changing these thought patterns may feel like clearing out years of mental clutter. It's not easy, especially when those beliefs have lived in your mind for so long. But with each layer you peel away, you reclaim space for something better. Negative thinking might feel automatic, but it's not unchangeable. When you start questioning it, you take back power. And in doing so, you begin to step into a clearer, more confident version of yourself. So next time that old voice of doubt returns, pause and remember, this isn't who I am. It's just a habit I'm ready to break. Number 3, renewing your mind. Negative thinking can feel like a well-worn script that plays on loop in your mind. Over time, these thought patterns become so routine that they seem like absolute truth, even when they're not. But the mind is flexible, and that's your greatest advantage. Just as you learn these limiting beliefs, you can unlearn them and replace them with thoughts that support your growth. This is what it truly means to renew your mind. It all begins with a simple realization: you are not your thoughts. Just because an idea shows up in your mind doesn't make it real, useful, or worth your focus. Marcus Aurelius once wrote that the quality of your thoughts shapes the quality of your life. That means your daily experience is a reflection of what you choose to dwell on. And that choice is yours. The impact of negative thinking goes far beyond a bad mood. It subtly shapes your expectations and limits your actions. If you're constantly telling yourself you'll fail or you're not enough, those beliefs quietly dictate what you try, how you show up, and what you give yourself permission to pursue. Renewing your mind means breaking out of that mental cage and giving yourself the freedom to move forward. Awareness is the gateway to change. Pay close attention to how you talk to yourself. Do you default to self-blame when something goes wrong? Do you assume failure before giving yourself a chance? Start catching those moments. When a negative thought arises, pause and question it. Ask yourself, is this grounded in fact, or just a fear I've been carrying? More often than not, the answer reveals just how unreliable those old patterns are. Once you've identified these thoughts, replace them with ones that move you forward. Instead of, "I'll never figure this out," try, "I'm learning," and that's progress. One powerful technique is reframing. This means shifting how you see setbacks, from signs of failure to chances for growth. If you're rejected or fall short, it doesn't mean you're not good enough. It might mean you're being redirected to something better. Gratitude is another habit that helps realign your thinking. By consistently focusing on what's going well, even in small ways, you train your brain to see opportunity and possibility instead of only problems. Over time, this shift helps clear away the mental clutter that keeps you stuck in negativity. Think of renewing your mind like cleaning a dirty window. Life may not change overnight, but your view of it becomes clearer and more empowering. It's not about pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing to focus on what builds you rather than what breaks you. And every time you choose a better thought, you reshape not only your mindset, but your entire life. Number 4, surrounding yourself with positivity. The environment you live in plays a crucial role in shaping how you think, feel, and respond to the world. When you're surrounded by people who uplift you, or in a setting that encourages focus and peace, your energy naturally aligns with positivity and purpose. But when your surroundings are filled with conflict, constant distractions, or toxic dynamics, maintaining clarity and emotional balance becomes far more difficult. As Marcus Aurelius wisely noted, the quality of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. And while you're responsible for your mindset, the people and places you engage with significantly influence that inner state. Negativity has a way of spreading, but the same is true for positivity. That's why creating a healthy environment requires intention. Begin by looking honestly at the people around you. Are they supportive, compassionate, and encouraging? Or do they bring criticism, tension, and emotional exhaustion into your life? It's not about blaming them. It's about acknowledging their impact on your mental state. Building a more empowering circle doesn't mean shutting people out. It means choosing where your time and energy go. If someone consistently complains or brings you down, consider reducing that time. Instead, invest in relationships that help you grow, celebrate your wins, and inspire you to keep going even in difficult times. Your physical environment also plays a silent but powerful role. A disorganized or noisy space can add to stress, while a tidy and intentional setting makes it easier to think clearly and stay grounded. Look around the spaces where you spend most of your time: your home, your desk, even your online feeds. Are they calming and energizing, or do they add to your mental clutter? Even small changes, removing distractions, adding something meaningful to your space, or cutting back on toxic media, can make a big difference. The content you consume is just as important. What you read, watch, and listen to becomes part of your internal world. If your daily input is filled with fear, outrage, or comparison, your thoughts will mirror that noise. But if you choose content that sparks learning, reflection, or joy, your mindset will begin to shift toward growth and strength. Imagine you're constantly scrolling through social media, feeling inadequate from the endless comparisons. What if you started following accounts that encourage self-growth, creativity, or a personal interest? Over time, you'd notice a change in how you feel, even before you realize what's different. That's the quiet power of intentional choices. Creating a positive environment isn't about avoiding all hardship. It's about building a structure that supports you through it. Think of it as tending a garden. You may not stop every storm, but you can choose the soil, the seeds, and the way you nurture your space. When you begin to shape your surroundings with care, your relationships, your home, your input, you lay the foundation for resilience. So next time you feel off-center, ask yourself whether your environment is helping you grow. Then, take one simple step to realign it. Because in the end, the environment you create becomes the frame through which your life unfolds. Number 5. Taking stoic action. Negative thinking often gains strength in moments of inaction. When you're idle, your mind has room to dwell on fears, doubts, and past regrets, feeding a cycle that can feel endless. One of the most effective ways to interrupt that loop is through purposeful movement. Taking action redirects your attention from what could go wrong to what you can begin making right. Marcus Aurelius captured this idea perfectly when he said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one." At the heart of Stoicism is the belief that peace of mind doesn't come from overanalyzing, but from aligning your actions with your principles. When you move intentionally in the direction of your values, negativity starts to lose its grip. Much of what drags us down comes from focusing on things beyond our control, other people's reactions, the past, or outcomes we can't predict. But when you shift that focus to what you can influence, you take back your agency. Let's say you're stressed about an upcoming challenge, an exam, a meeting, or a difficult conversation. Rather than spiraling in worry, the Stoic approach is to act, study, prepare, rehearse. Even a small step breaks the paralysis. Action reminds you that you're not helpless. It transforms fear into forward movement. The same applies when you've been avoiding a task out of fear. It won't be perfect. Don't wait for motivation or the perfect plan. Begin by writing one sentence, brainstorming one idea, or committing to 10 minutes of focused effort. Each action, however small, silences the voice that says you can't. Stoic action is also about integrity, about doing what aligns with your deeper values. Ask yourself what truly matters and let that guide what you do next. If compassion is important to you, act from that place. Doing good, even in small, quiet ways, can shift your focus away from your own doubts and reconnect you with purpose. Taking action won't erase life's difficulties or guarantee perfection, but it changes your position from being at the mercy of your thoughts to becoming the driver of your own response. The Stoics believed challenges aren't blockades, but training grounds for the mind and spirit. With each choice to act despite fear or uncertainty, you strengthen your inner foundation. Think of action as a light in the dark. It doesn't eliminate every shadow, but it creates just enough clarity to help you move forward. With each deliberate step, that light grows brighter, and the weight of negative thoughts begins to fade. So next time your mind is clouded with doubt, don't wait. Ask yourself, what small thing can I do right now? Then do it. Whether it's organizing your space, going for a walk, making a call, or simply standing up, each act builds momentum. Because ultimately, your life isn't shaped by what you fear, but by what you choose to do. Number 6, the power of words. The language you use, both in your thoughts and your conversations, holds tremendous influence. It shapes your self-perception, your response to challenges, and the way you relate to the world. When your inner dialogue is filled with negativity, it reinforces fear and self-doubt, creating a mental loop that's hard to escape. But by consciously choosing words that encourage and empower, you begin to cultivate a mindset built on resilience and growth. Marcus Aurelius once said that the things you think about determine the quality of your mind. This principle doesn't stop at your thoughts. It extends to how you express them. Words aren't just reflections of what you feel. They can be instruments for change. When you're intentional about how you speak, you start to break free from negativity and create space for a stronger mental foundation. Your internal dialogue is a powerful force. If you make a mistake, do you automatically think, "I'm terrible at this," or "I'll never get it right"? These small phrases, repeated over time, quietly form a negative identity. But when you reframe them, saying, "I'm still learning," or "Every mistake helps me grow," you begin to see setbacks not as failures, but as steps forward. This shift in language creates a shift in perspective. The same is true in how you speak with others. Constantly focusing on complaints or problems spreads negativity beyond yourself. But when you speak with intention, expressing gratitude, optimism, and purpose, you not only lift your own spirit, but also influence those around you. For instance, instead of saying, "I'm overwhelmed, I'll never finish," try, "This is tough, but I'm making progress." That slight adjustment can change how you feel and how others respond to you. Let's say you've had a difficult day. The impulse to vent is natural, but staying stuck in frustration reinforces it. Instead, shift your reflection. "Today was hard, but it showed me what I can work on." That doesn't deny the struggle. It reframes it in a way that gives it meaning and direction. Affirmations can also help transform your mindset. Repeating phrases like, "I am capable," or "I can handle this," may feel unnatural at first, but over time, they shift your attention from doubt to confidence. Similarly, practicing gratitude by writing down a few things you appreciated during the day helps train your mind to focus on what's going well, which softens the hold of negative patterns. Your words are like seeds. Each one you speak, out loud or in your mind, plants something. If you plant doubt and fear, that's what grows. But if you choose to plant encouragement and hope, you create a mental landscape where strength and clarity can thrive. So the next time you hear yourself using negative language, pause. Ask yourself if your words are building you up or breaking you down. Then choose a better narrative. Because when you change your words, you don't just alter your thoughts. You begin to reshape your life in the direction of purpose, clarity, and strength. Number 7. Cultivating emotional resilience. Life rarely unfolds exactly as planned. No matter how carefully you prepare, setbacks, disappointments, and unexpected challenges are inevitable. The real question isn't whether adversity will show up. It's how you'll respond when it does. Emotional resilience is what allows you not just to endure difficulty, but to adapt, recover, and even grow stronger because of it. It's one of the most effective tools for dismantling negative thought patterns and reclaiming control over your mindset. Marcus Aurelius captured this truth when he said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Understanding this distinction is key. Resilience isn't about ignoring pain or pretending things are fine when they're not. It's about staying steady, even when everything around you feels uncertain. It's about choosing a deliberate, grounded response when things begin to unravel. Resilience starts with accepting what you can't control. The more you resist the reality of life's unpredictability, the more energy you spend in frustration, feeding negativity. But when you redirect that energy toward what you can control, your thoughts, your attitude, your next step, you regain clarity. For instance, When a project you've invested in takes a sudden turn, resilience isn't about blaming yourself or others. It's asking, what now? What's the next best move? That shift, from ruminating on what went wrong to acting on what's still possible, is at the heart of emotional resilience. Equally important is how you view setbacks. Resilience means seeing failure not as a conclusion, but as a moment to learn. Not getting the outcome you hoped for, whether it's a missed opportunity, a rejection, or a personal loss, hurts. But if you step back and ask what the experience taught you, you reclaim power over the narrative. Each challenge becomes a stepping stone, not a stopping point. Self-compassion is also critical. When you judge yourself harshly, you drain the strength you need to move forward. If you wouldn't criticize a friend for struggling, don't do it to yourself. Resilience grows when you offer yourself patience, acknowledge your emotions, and understand that difficulty is part of being human, not a personal failure. Though it's not built overnight, resilience can be cultivated through daily choices. One of the most effective practices is mindfulness. When a strong emotion hits, pause before reacting. Breathe. That pause gives you the power to respond thoughtfully, rather than being driven by impulse. In that space, even a difficult moment can become manageable. Gratitude also plays a vital role. Focusing on even the smallest positives helps counterbalance the weight of stress and negativity. Whether it's a kind word, a moment of peace, or simply recognizing your own effort, these reflections help keep you grounded. Think of resilience like the roots of a tree. Storms may come, winds may bend your branches, but with deep roots, you remain steady. Every challenge you face is a chance to grow stronger. So the next time life tests you, remind yourself, this is tough, but I have what it takes. Resilience is more than endurance. It's a mindset that transforms adversity into strength. And the more you build it, the less power negativity holds over your life. Number 8, practicing gratitude as a mindset shift. Gratitude is one of the most effective, yet underrated ways to counter negativity. When life feels heavy or unfair, it's natural to zero in on what's lacking or going wrong. But gratitude invites you to see things differently. Instead of being consumed by what's missing, it helps you notice what's already good in your life, even the smallest details. Marcus Aurelius once advised not to dwell on desires for what you don't have, but to reflect on the blessings you already possess, reminding yourself how much you'd long for them if they were gone. This insight cuts to the heart of our dissatisfaction. We often overlook what we have while chasing what we don't. Gratitude shifts that dynamic. In practice, gratitude doesn't mean ignoring your struggles or pretending things are perfect. It means choosing to acknowledge the moments of value that still exist, even during hard times. On a stressful workday, it might be the quiet support of a coworker, or simply the chance to grow through challenge. These small recognitions can quietly but powerfully change how you carry the day. The true strength of gratitude lies in the way it trains your attention. When you make it a habit to notice the positive, your brain becomes more attuned to optimism and balance. Over time, it becomes easier to approach life with perspective. One simple way to build this habit is by keeping a gratitude journal. Write down 3 things you're thankful for each day. They don't need to be profound. Perhaps it's a peaceful moment, a smile from someone, or the comfort of your morning routine. This small act creates a record you can return to whenever negativity creeps in. You can also express gratitude outwardly. Take a moment to thank someone, whether it's for their time, support, or presence. A sincere word of appreciation can strengthen your connection and uplift both of you. A comment as simple as, "Thanks for listening," can carry lasting weight. Consider this. You're sitting in traffic, running late. The stress is real. But instead of spiraling, you pause and focus on something good. The music playing, the fact you're safe, or a moment to breathe. It doesn't erase the delay, but it changes how you feel within it. Gratitude also helps reframe setbacks. When you're hit with disappointment, ask yourself what lesson you've gained, or what strength you've built from the experience. Even if it's just recognizing your perseverance, that shift softens the sting of hardship. Think of gratitude as a quiet light in a dark room. It doesn't make problems disappear, but it allows you to see enough to move forward. The more you practice it, the more that light grows, guiding you with steadiness and calm through uncertainty. Gratitude isn't a one-time feeling. It's a deliberate choice and a daily practice. By focusing on what's right, you create space for a more hopeful and fulfilling life. And in a world that often demands more, that simple shift can make all the difference. Number 9. Embracing impermanence. One of the main sources of negative thinking is our resistance to change. We grow attached to the familiar, our routines, our relationships, our comfort zones, and hope they'll stay the same. But life is in constant motion. Nothing is fixed. And while that reality can feel unsettling, learning to accept it can free you from much of the stress and fear that come from holding on too tightly. Philosophers throughout history have reflected on this truth. Marcus Aurelius once said that all things pass away, and what truly matters is how we respond. Accepting impermanence doesn't mean giving up or becoming passive. It means acknowledging that change is a natural part of life and choosing to move with it rather than against it. Often, our negativity stems from wishing things had stayed the same or fearing what might change in the future. These attachments keep us trapped, regretting the past or worrying about what we can't control. But when you embrace impermanence, you allow yourself to fully experience the present moment without being burdened by what came before or what might come next. Think of a flower in bloom. Its beauty lies in its fleeting nature. We don't mourn its eventual fading. We appreciate it more because we know it won't last. Life works the same way. Every joy, every struggle, every connection is temporary, and that's what gives it depth and meaning. When challenges arise, reminding yourself that this too shall pass can help ease the weight of the moment. Pain and frustration won't last forever, just as happiness doesn't. That knowledge can bring calm in chaos and strength during hard times. Imagine you've had a painful falling out with a friend. It feels heavy, even hopeless. But when you recognize that emotions, situations, and relationships all evolve, you make room for healing, whether that comes through reconciliation or growth apart. Embracing impermanence also helps you stay grounded in gratitude. Instead of fearing what you might lose, you learn to treasure what's here now. Sharing a quiet moment with someone you love, enjoying a peaceful evening, or even simply being able to breathe deeply. These things matter more when you realize they won't last forever. Letting go of the need for things to be permanent also weakens the grip of perfectionism. You come to understand that failure, success, and everything in between are just temporary states. This gives you the freedom to try, to stumble, and to begin again, without being crushed by fear. Impermanence is like a flowing river. The water is never still, never the same. If you try to grasp it, it slips through your fingers. But if you allow it to move, You can ride its current and appreciate its rhythm. So the next time you're caught in regret or fear, take a moment to breathe and remember, everything shifts. This moment, like all others, will pass. By embracing impermanence, you invite peace, acceptance, and the clarity to move forward, not in resistance, but in harmony with the ever-changing nature of life.